midnight city, skyline lit, tailored black and a steady grip. Boots still carry desert dust, but the boardroom bends when I adjust. Voice low, never race too high. I don't chase noise, I redefine. Pressure builds, but I don't flinch. I've been forged inside the pinch. They expect to roar when power moves, but real strength don't have to prove. I'm velvet thunder in a quiet room, calm like a storm that's coming soon. Silk outside, but steel within. That's how empires always begin. I don't shout, I don't run, I let the silence weigh a ton. Smooth as midnight, hard as stone. Velvet thunder on my own. Flight, but boots stay worn. Same man I was before the storm. Money talks, but I don't brag. It just follows where I plant my flag. Deal cycling with a steady hand. Ownership is how I stand. When I walk in, air gets tight. Confidence don't need the light. They confuse loud with control, but the strongest man moves slow. I'm velvet thunder in a quiet room, calm like a storm that's coming soon. Silk outside, but steel within. That's how empires always begin. I don't shout, I don't run, I let the silence weigh a ton. Smooth as midnight, hard as stone. Velvet thunder on my own. I've seen men collapse from legal weight, seen flash burn out from borrowed fame. But power that's built with patience and grit doesn't crack when the pressure hits. And a woman watching from across the floor don't need fireworks anymore. She knows the difference in a glance between a boy and a man who stands. I'm velvet thunder, measuring shore, legacy stay, vision pure. Not every stone needs to scream. Some reshape a whole damn scene. I don't shake when the tension's gone. I don't break when the bets are on. Silk outside, but carved in stone. Velvet thunder building on. Simply improved.
Back when the truck wouldn't stop, back when the bank account hit dark, back when the plan was just a line on the back of a receipt at closing time. No gates wide, no land in sight, just long drives and longer nights. Most people saw what I lacked. She saw something behind that. Before the wings, before the proof, before the world believed it too. She saw the fire before the fortune, saw the hunger in my hands before the heart. transformation than I could explain. She didn't wait for confirmation, she saw the fire before the fortune. When doubt was louder than the crowd, when pride was thin but dreams were loud, when every risk looked borderline, then nothing paid off on time. She didn't ask for guarantees, didn't measure love in ease, didn't need a polished plan. She believed in who I am, not the money, not the fame, just the discipline inside the flame. She saw the fire before the fortune, before the numbers changed, before the house and a front gate, before my name held away, when all I had was sleepless nights and a future nobody could see right. She didn't need the transformation, she saw the fire before the fortune. Now the land is wide and paved, now the storms don't feel the same, and nothing built today compares to when she stayed back where, because loyalty before success is rarer than the wealth itself. And every time I look for where, I know what made this place. She saw the fire before the fortune, before the calm, before the throne, before the winds were stacked in stone, when all I had was risk and nerve, and more belief than I deserved. She didn't need the explanation, she saw the fire before the fortune, before the gates, before the goal. She saw the story before it was told, before it was told. Back when the truck wouldn't start, back when the banker camp hit dark, back when the plan was just a line on the back of the receipt at closing time. No gates wide, no land in sight, just long drive and longer nights. Most people saw what I lacked, she saw something behind that. Before the winds, before the truth, before the world believed it too. She saw the fire before the fortune, she saw the hunger
Numbers bleeding on the screen, balance low, pride unseen. Bills stacked high like a closing wall. Every call felt like a fall. Interest rising, sleep getting thin, pressure pushing under my skin. They saw deficit in black and red, I saw ground not claimed yet. Paper can scream that you're losing ground, but paper don't hear that grinding sound. I turn red ink to red clay, turn setback into runway. From signatures that almost broke to acres lined in steady hope. They thought the math said walk away. I rewrote every line they made, from dead to dirt beneath my name. I turn red ink to red clay. I could, kept what mattered, cut distractions that just scattered. Learned to read between the fear and see opportunity clear. While they waited for perfect timing, I was already redefining. Every risk I chose to take was another foundation stake. Loss can brand you or refine you, depends what you decide to do. I turn red ink to red clay, turn the doubt into display. From overdraft and closing calls to fence lines rising tall. They counted losses line by line. I counted vision over time. From pressure bent but never swayed. I turn red ink to red clay. There's a woman standing in my field. She don't ask what used to fail. She sees the man who didn't yield when the numbers tried to tell. She loves the discipline it took, not the balance in a book, because character compounds long before the money sounds. I turn red ink to red clay, from barely hanging on to building something strong. They saw collapse, I saw design. Risk, I saw mine. From almost done to fully made. I turn red ink to red clay. I turn red ink to red clay. I turn red ink to red clay. Oh, numbers change, ground stage, and I chose ground.
Bank account thin, doubt in my ear. Everyone telling me play it safe here. Clock on the wall ticking too loud. Dream felt big for a small town crowd. Friends said wait, said be realistic. Fear dressed up, sounding strategic, but something in me wouldn't sit still. I was done living halfway well. I've been broke, I've been unsure, but regret caused more. There was the night I bet on myself. No backup plan, sitting on the shelves. Burn the bridge, cut the rope. Chose belief over comfort and hope. No applause, no safety net, just sweating the signature in debt. If I was going down, I'd do it in full. That was the night I bet on myself. Yeah, truck packed light, future unclear. Drove towards something nobody could steer. Didn't have proof, didn't have fame, just a stubborn heart and a hungry name. Every mile felt like a test, every note pressed on on my chest. But pressure either breaks a man or turns him into what he planned. I stopped asking who believe and started asking what I'd be. That was a night I bet on myself. No wealthy uncle, no hidden help. Took the rest of the blame. Put my pride behind my name. No guarantee I'd win that fight. Justify that I wouldn't die if I was going build this well. It started the night I bet on myself. I remember the silence after I chose. No confetti, no hero pose. Just a weight of standing alone with everything I own. But the woman who loves me now says she can see it somehow. That moment shaped the man I am more than any master plans. That was the night I bet on myself. Before the land, before the wealth, before the gates swung open wide, before the calm replaced the pride. No fear left to protect, no one else to blame. If you wanna know how this began, it started the night I bet on myself. No spotlight, no crowd, just a decision, and I made it loud.
They shook their heads when I spoke too big. Said dreams like that don't fit our zip. Small town ceiling, tight knit views. Big plans don't wear those shoes. They said be careful, stay contained. Don't risk your name on something vague. The doubt gets loud when vision's clear. It's fear talking through polite ears. I didn't argue, didn't shout. I just kept building past the doubt. Outlive the doubt, outwork the fear. While they kept watching, I stayed right here. Didn't break when the pressure hit, didn't fold when the odds got thick. They predicted I'd flame out. I outlive the doubt. And every rumor, every laugh, every he won't last sat heavy on my chest at night. But I turned it into had the time. Because survival ain't dramatic, it's repetitive and systematic. You wake up, you choose again, and you keep choosing till you win. Time don't lie and truth don't shout. It just stands where noise burns out. I outlived the doubt, outlasted talk. While they debated, I learned to walk through lean years and empty rooms, through silent winds that didn't boom. They waited for my collapse. I outlived the doubt. The woman who stands beside me now says she sees it in my brow. Not the money, not the fame, but the discipline had never changed. Because strength ain't proven in applause, it's proven in the long withdrawals of energy, pride, and time, till the payoff lines. I'll live the doubt, not with rage, but with patience over every page. From underestimated to undeniable, from invisible to reliable. They thought I'd burn out, they thought I'd bow, but I'm still standing now. No speech, no revenge, just longevity.
He rolled in from the west side of Amarillo. Dust on his boots, but his hands stayed clean. Didn't talk loud, didn't chase attention. Still every room leaned in to see. Money don't shout, it just moves right. Like the way he tips his hat and pays the band. Old silver buckle, blacked out truck. Yeah, he's richer than he lets on, man. He don't flex, he don't try, but the air changes when he walks by. He's an American cowboy from Texas to Tennessee. Gold trim life, quiet money, wears confidence like it's tailored just for me. He don't promise forever, he don't beg, just smiles like he already knows how a man like that makes a woman feel. Yeah, he leaves a mark everywhere he goes. He owns land somewhere outside Jackson, and a place up north near Bozeman Snow. Knows the best wine in Napa Valley, and the back roads nobody else knows. Cashmere coat, worn in denim, drinks top shelf, but never brags. When he says darling, it lands different, like he's seen life and still chose class. He's not loud, he's not cold, he's steady, dangerous, calm and bold. He's an American cowboy, Arizona sun in his eyes. He built his life like a long game, never rush, never compromise. He don't chase, he don't need, but he knows exactly what he does. Yeah, man like that don't just walk away. He stays with you long after he's gone. He didn't buy my heart with diamonds, didn't flash a single thing. It was the way he listened close, like my words meant everything. From California coastlines to a New York midnight bar, every woman knows that feeling when a man walks in and raises the bar. He's an American cowboy, USA
I built this empire with dirt on my hands. Every sunrise broke over my own land. $1 million deals written under my boot. Working these fields in a tailored suit. They smile in my face, but they pray I fall. Whisper in the dark, trying to slow my haul. But a man like me never breaks, just bends. I rise from the dust and I rise again. I made my millions off the sweat and the ground. They try to drag my name all over this town. But the louder they talk, the higher I climb. The king don't crumble when the world draws a line. They hate that the gates on my ranch stand tall. Hate that I don't answer her when they call. Jealousy burns when a man makes his way, so they throw their stones, but I don't sway. I built my fortune where the wild hearts roam. Acres so wide they call it a throne. And every time they try to tear me apart, I stack another win with a fire in my heart. Let them talk, let them point, let them plot and scheme. I stay locked in like a runaway dream. A self-made man with the wind at his back. A storm in my chest and the world on track. I made my millions off the sweat and the ground. They try to drag my name all over this town. But the louder they talk, the higher I climb. The king don't crumble when the world draws a line. I didn't build this life on cloud or noise. Built it slow with a hard-earned choice. Hands in the dirt, boots in the ground. Every inch of this came from sticking around. They chase quick money, flashing lights. I bought land and worked late nights while they laugh loud. In rented rooms, I saw my name under open skies, days and moons. I built it on land, not smoke or fame. Every fence post carved with my name. Money comes and money goes fast, but dirt stays solid, built to last. They don't see the years I stayed alone, planting seeds where nothing had grown. No shortcuts taken, no corners bent. Every dollar earned, every acre meant. I don't talk big, I let silence speak. Let the wind tell stories through the trees. When the market shakes and the city burns, this ground still stands, this land still earned. I built it on land, not hype or lies. Watch storms roll in, watch storms die. Generations deep, this roots my blood. From broken ground to a life I love. They want fast wins and borrow pride.
So if they ask how I got this way, tell them patience paid me every day. I didn't need a crowd or a brand new plan. I just believed in dirt and land.
I hit the ground harder than a man should fall. Lost every dollar, lost my name, lost it all. People I trusted turned quick into thieves, smiles on their face with a knife up their sleeve. Sat at the bar till the lights went dim, whiskey on my breath, pain filling in. Everything I built got ripped from my hands like smoke in the wind blown across the land. I saw the truth when the world fell apart. Money fades fast but the lies hit hard. Friends disappear when the storm rolled in. I learned real quick who was fake and thin. Nights got long and the days felt cold, staring at a future I couldn't control. But a man's not done when he's on his knees, he's only done when he chooses to bleed. So I rose from the dust with a fire in my chest, pain in my past but a drive in my steps. Turned every setback into fuel I could burn, every lost dollar into lessons I learned. I built back stronger than they ever believed, put steel in my heart and grit in my sleeves. The world took a swing, thought it had me rattled, but I walked tall, now with scars that battle. I drink less now, but I think much more about the man I became through every closed door. Life tried to steal what I couldn't defend, but you can't break a spirit that refused to bend. So here's to the fall that nearly stole my breath, and the rise that followed right after death. I lost it all once, but I'm back for the throne, a king rebuilt by the pain I own.
I used to think tomorrow was guaranteed, like time was something I could always keep. I chased the noise, ignored the day, said I'll call back and walk away. Now I see old photos hit different somehow, smiles I didn't notice then feel loud now. People I love are names I miss, moments I rushed were the whole damn thing. We spend our lives trying to get ahead, missing the days we want back instead. Trading out for things we don't need, learning too late what time really means. I thought love would wait, I thought hearts were strong, I thought I had years to get it wrong. But time don't slow and it don't explain, it just keeps moving, leaves you changed. I watch seasons pass like open doors, each one closing one less more. Every goodbye felt small back then, now I feel them stacking in my chest. If I could speak to the younger me,
I'd say be present, just let things be. Hold their hands, make the call, stay still. Life isn't built on what you kill to build, because one day you'll wake up and feel the weight of all the love you postponed too late. And all the money and all the plans won't buy back time, won't hold your hand. So if you hear this and someone's near, tell them you love them while they're still here. Don't wait for loss to make it clear. We're all just borrowing time down here.
Money on my saddle, that's a Wild West dream. Dust road hustle with a big land scheme. I've been stacking under stars while they chase that shine. I don't speak on much when the goals speak mine. Came up off grid where the lone wolves roam. Had to ride through storms just to carve my home. Life taught me early how to double my grind. Turn a pocket full of nothing to a frontier mine. I'm the type to trot slow with a plan on deck. Old West patience with a modern day check. I don't rush for glory, I move calm with skill. Calculate every step like a king on a hill. Raised on loyalty, dust and pride. Out here in the plains where the real ones ride. Money didn't change me, it exposed who's fake. Let me see who's still water from a dried up lake. Been down bad before with my boots real worn. Now I'm up with a bankroll thicker than corn. Prairie born roots, but my vision stay wide. Every sunrise here look like wealth in the sky. If a hater wanna bark, let them yap by the post, cause I'm too busy trying to buy the whole damn coast. I don't beg for attention, I don't chase no noise. I let the land stretch long while I count my joys. Money taught me lessons about people and plans. Some shake your hand while they eye your land. So I trust my instincts to reign and grit, cause the ones who stay loyal are the rarest to get. Now I'm miles ahead while they guess my trail. I've been quiet too long, now I'm ready to prevail. Money ain't the reason that I stand like a chief. It's the fact that I rose out of hunger and greed. Cowboy rhythm with a world-class mind. Had to weather rough days just to sharpen my climb. Now I walk with a calm that you can't replicate, cause I turned every drought to a whole new state. Across the glass, city quiet, night has passed. I stand alone, no crowd around. Still feel the weight of what I found. No spotlight, no cheering sound, just steady breath and solid ground. I've outgrown who I had to become what I now see. They look for proof and trophies won. I look for proof in what I become. There's an empire in my reflection, not built on noise or mention. Brick by choice, stone by stand, line by line with my own hand. No borrowed crown, no rented fame. Every scar signed my name. I don't chase validation, I see empire in my reflection. Pressure tried to bend my frame, tried to trade my will for gain. But strength don't show in easy days, it shows in what you want
betrayed. I've turned down deals that felt too small, turned down rooms that shrink a man's call, because growth ain't about more space, it's about increasing your base. I don't measure wealth in shine, I measure wealth in spine. There's an empire in my reflection, built from quiet correction, from nights I stood alone to mornings fully grown. No echo of another man, no copy of a borrowed plan. I don't need their approval section, I see empire in my reflection. The mirror doesn't lie to me, it shows the cost of history, shows every loss that carved the frame, every fire that forged the name. And the woman who walks beside me now says she sees it somehow. Not the money, not the land, but the discipline in the man. There's an empire in my reflection, steady earned direction, not loud enough to boast, strong enough to hold. Every sunrise confirms a claim, I didn't inherit this lane, I built it with intention. Empire in my reflection. No throne in sight, no crown to claim, just a man who became his name.
Sun up early with the coffee black, long dirt road and a heavy stack. Hands stay rough on the work I do, but the nights get cold and the beer stay cool. Blonde hair laughing by the tailgate light, cold cans popping when the day turns night. They like a man who don't talk cheap, who works all day and don't lose sleep. I earn my keep in the burning sun. Long days, first fun comes when it's done. Money smells like sweat and time, not fast talk or borrowed shine. Cold beer sweating in the calloused hand, boots hit dirt on my own land. Blonde girls smile when I walk by slow, they know hard work when they see one grow. I ain't loud but I stand tall, lepers all speak when the others stall. Clock don't scare me, neither does pain, that's how you build more than a name.
How you build more than a name.
Mindset living lean, when the stars come out and the engine's cool, that's when life finally breaks a rule. That's when life finally breaks a rule. Blonde hair leaning on a fence post rail, cold beer waiting when I'm done with hell. I don't rush luck, I don't chase fame, I just show up daily, play the game. So here's to the men who grind all day, earn their nights the honest way. Cold beers earn, money made, blonde girls smiling at the life we made. Life we made, life we made.
Blonde girl smiling at the life we made.
to 10 o'clock nights, sleeping under stars at no end in sight. First on my jeans, hunger in my chest. Every sunrise was another test. Now the ball lights shine when I walk in slow. Footsteps steady, everybody knows. Money in my pocket, land in my name, but inside I'm still the same. You can buy less boots, you can change your clothes, but you don't forget the dirt road. Whiskey, dust, and diamonds on my hands. All three made this stand. From the nights I barely made it home to the life I built from stone. There's a woman leaning on the violin night, looking at me like she knows my life. Yeah, she sees what I've been climbing through. Whiskey, dust, and diamonds. I remember when I dialed in a meal. Now bills close with a handshake seal. Big sky still keeps me grounded down, even when I'm out of town. Her eyes don't care about the things I own. She likes the calm in my backbone, says the quiet men who survived the storm are the ones who keep her warm. You don't get shine without the grind. You don't get peace without the time. Whiskey, dough, and diamonds on my hands. All three made this man. From the dark to open skies, from survival through this life. Like a woman standing next to me. I've seen men knock with empty hands, asking life for second chances, blaming luck and circumstance while standing still in broken stances. They want entry without the weight, want harvest without the wait, want the view from where I stand without the years that shape the man. You can want it, you can talk it, but wanting ain't the same as building. Gates don't open for beggars, they open for builders and believers, for the ones who bled for the blueprint, for the ones who outlasted doubters. You don't inherit this ground, you earn it stone by stone. If you're waiting for mercy, you're waiting alone. I didn't ask for softer winds, didn't cry when storms came in. I learned to read the pressure lines and move before collapse begins. You call it cold, I call it clear. There's no reward for living scared. You either step or step aside. That's how empires survive. Comfort feeds excuses, risk feeds kings. Gates don't open for beggars, they open for men who decide, who trade excuses for discipline and ego for pride. This land don't bend the pity, this life don't hand out the wrongs. If you're waiting for someone to save you, you're already gone.
But the world don't move for sympathy, it moves for sacrifice. And a woman watching from the ridge doesn't want a man who pleads, he wants the one who stands up straight and provides what's strength for me. These gates don't open for beggars, they open for those who persist, for the ones who take rejection and turn it into risk. I don't ask the world for favors, I don't kneel for a seat. If I want the view beyond those gates, I build the road beneath my feet. No knocking, no pleading, just the word, and the gates swing
They stamped denied across my file, like that ink could kill my drive. Told me risk was too aggressive, told me dreams don't qualify. Said collateral was thin, said my numbers didn't fit. But they never saw the hunger that don't show up on a spreadsheet. I walked out calm, didn't slam the door. I've been underestimated before. No bank owns my name, no ledger holds my soul. They can count my dollars, but they don't control my goals. I build credit with the dirt, I build power from the flame. They can't measure what I'm worth, but no bank owns my name. There were nights I signed with shaking hands, invested faith and borrowed plans. Interest climbing like the pressure, but I refused to fold again. I learned the language of the risk, learned the patience of the play. When you slept with doubt beside you, you don't scare that easy away. They finance comfort, I finance belief. I bet on grit, and they bet on relief. No bank owns my name, no ceiling on my climb. They can freeze an account, but they can't freeze time. I turned every note of fuel, turned rejection into flame. They can track my assets, but no bank owns my name. I've been broke enough to know money's just a tool. Respect is built in storms, not handed out in schools. And the woman standing next to me didn't ask about my credit score. She saw the fight inside my eyes, and that was worth more. No bank owns my name, no signature defines me. I'm not a lease to circumstance, I move when it's time to. From overdraft to overflow, from pressure into aim. They can hold the paper, but no bank owns my name. I don't live on borrowed faith, I don't bend for temporary gain. They can count the money in my hand, but they'll never own my name.
town with a cold look in my eyes. Girls blowing up my phone, but I never hear reply. Boots on the dash, money on my mind. Heart turned steel, left the feelings behind. Every bar I walk in, they whisper my name, but I ain't slowing down, I'm chasing fortune, not flame. I'm a bad man walking down a long, fast road. Girls wanna love me, but my heart stays froze. All I want is money, all I want is fame. Not looking for a woman, I'm married to the game. Dust on my jacket, gold on my chain. Double shot whiskey running wild in my veins. Pretty little thing trying to catch my soul, but I'm 10 steps ahead, I don't lose control. They say I regret it, but I don't hear a thing. Success on my shoulder, got no time for a ring. I'm a bad man walking down a long, fast road. Girls wanna love me, but my heart stays froze. All I want is money, all I want is fame. Not looking for a woman, I'm married to the game. I ain't heartless, I just learned the rules. Chasing big dreams while the world plays cool. If she falls on me, she's falling for pain. Cause I keep moving forward and I never explain. I'm a bad man walking down a long, fast road. Girls wanna love me, but my heart stays froze. All I want is money, all I want is fame. Not looking for a woman, I'm married to the game. Ooh.
Riding through this dusty town with a pocket full of dreams. Boots kicked up, sunset burning red across the beams. Pretty girls in the saloon throw a smile my way. Say I'm trouble on the saddle, but they love me anyway. Money in my holster, whiskey in my blood. Life gets muddy when you're crawling through the mud. Temptation on the table, trouble in the minds. Every choice I make got a shadow right behind. Sheriff on the lookout for a cowboy like me. Say I live too fast, I reply, it's how it's gotta be. Met a wild little sweetheart with eyes like flame. Said she loves my chaos and she whispers my name. But hell's too close. Walking that line, only wild man chose. Life's got vices, but I'm fighting them still. Trying to find peace past the next big hill.
Life hit hard when the papers came down. Half my world gone and the rest spun round. Judge with a pen took more than my pride, left me with a truck and a long quiet ride. Friends I thought I knew turned ghost on me. Smiles to my face, lies underneath. People talk sweet till the truth gets rough. Modern world's cold and the skin gets tough. So I drown my thoughts in a midnight glass. Whiskey in my veins while the memories pass. Cards on the table and the dealer's grin, trying to buy back time with a couple bad wins. Some days I gamble just to feel alive. Other days I wonder how I still survive. Everyone says strong men don't break, but we all bleed quiet when the nights get late. Lost a good woman to a world gone fast. Promises made, but they never last. Now I ride alone through the neon haze, carrying the weight of my younger days. But a man keeps moving even when he's scarred. Life don't care if the road gets hard. I've been down, pushed out, dragged through the fire, still walking with a heart that refuses to tire. So here's to the man trying to fix what's torn. Rise from the ashes where the pain was born. We stumble, we fall, but we stand again. Modern world's war made modern men.
Down in Texas where the sun hit wild, got a thick little shawty with a bad girl smile. Money in my pocket and the dust in my boots, and a lifted F-250 painted rich boy blue. Chrome on the wheels, engine growl like a beast. Got the type of truck make the whole block freeze. Girls hop in like they born for the seat. Legs cross-tied with the heat on repeat. Texas night lights make her skin look gold. She leaning on my arm like she already sold. Says she love a man with a truck so bold, and a bankroll fat that can never get old. I pour a drink with a slow hand squeeze. She dance in my lap like she came to please. Country curves hitting hard like a breeze, got me saying, damn girl, do that again please. Money stacked tall like a downtown tower. Big checks hitting every hour on the hour. Hold on star, look at me with power, cause I move like a king and my vibe don't sour. Girls down here built different in shape. Thick hips, tan skin, and a hell of a sway. Cowgirl boots on the bar while they play, and they ride every beat like a Texas parade. My truck too clean for the dirt road hate. Seats so plush like a first class fate. Shorty in the passenger, curve so great. Got my hand on the thigh at the red light gate. I'm Texas rich with a cowboy stance. Money in my wallet and a Texan romance. She whisper in my ear, baby, one more dance. Hop in the truck and she slide in my hand. Stars overhead while we ride through the heat. Her perfume mixing with the leather and beat. Money trucks, women, that's Texas elite. And I'm living that life till the mission complete.
Sun cracks gold across the ridge. Morning blows where I once did. Used to stand with empty hands. Now the skyline knows my plans. Boot heels echo marble halls. Ranch gates wide like empire walls. I don't chase what fades with time. I expand my line. I was never waiting for permission, never asking for a throne. When the world was still deciding, I was claiming what I'd own. I'm crowned by the horizon. Every sunrise signs my name. Skyline stretching like a promise that was always mine to claim. No ceiling in the distance, no limit in my vision. I don't wear a borrowed title, I define the definition. Yeah, I rise where others compromise, stand where giants used to stand. I'm not chasing crowns or silver, I'm crowned by the land. Black truck and quiet moves, boardroom calm with rancher roots. Money flows but never leaves, power listens when I speak. Steaming glass, but heart stays stone. Everything here I own alone, not loud enough to beg for praise, strong enough to share for gain while they argue over inches. I'm thinking 10 years wide, they chase moments in the spotlight. I redesign the skyline. I'm crowned by the horizon. Every sunrise signs my name. Skyline stretching like a promise that was always mine to claim. No ceiling in the distance, no limit in my vision. I don't wear a borrowed title, I define the definition. Yeah, I rise where others compromise, stand where giants used to stand. I don't borrow gains from history. I became the brand. I became the brand. Sometimes high, so do I. No throne needed in the sky. I was never waiting for permission. I was crowned by the horizon. I was crowned by the horizon.
I've seen men try on confidence like it comes with the clothes. Buy the goose, buy the buckle, still don't carry the weight they show. Somewhere leather, somewhere dust, but it slips when they stand. That kind of presence isn't bought, it's earned by the man. Style don't make the spine, it just reveals it. Not every man can wear that hat, and need it when he does. It's not about the to be seen. It sits easy on his shoulders, like it's always been. When he walks, it stays centered, doesn't slide, doesn't tilt, because it's not holding his image, it's holding his bills. Some men dress for the room, he dresses for his word. Not every man can wear that hat and carry it right. It stays steady in the storm, it stays clean in a fight. You can spot the difference quick between the act and the fact. Yeah, it takes more than a look. Not every man can wear that hat. It's not a costume, it's a quiet bow to show up solid and stand your ground. I don't look at the hair first, I look at his eyes. That's where you see the truth, that's where the standard lies. Not every man can wear that hat and leave a mark. Some fade fast when the light hits, some shine in the dark. He doesn't need to prove a thing, doesn't need to react. Yeah, the strongest signal of all is a man who can wear that hat. And when he takes it off at night, you know exactly who he is. I've seen men knock with empty hands, asking life for second chances, blaming luck and circumstance, while standing still in broken stances. They want entry without the weight, want harvest without the weight, want the view from where I stand without the years that shape the man. You can want it, you can talk it, but wanting ain't the same as building. Gates don't open for beggars, they open for builders and believers, for the ones who bled for the blueprint, for the ones who outlasted doubters and doubters. You don't inherit this ground, you earn it stone by stone. If you're waiting for mercy, you're waiting alone. I didn't ask for softer winds, didn't cry when storms came in. I learned to read the pressure lines and move before collapse begins. You call it cold, I call it clear. There's no reward for living scared. You either step or step aside. That's how empires survive. Comfort feeds excuses, risk feeds caves. Gates gone open for beggars, they open for men who decide, won't trade excuses for discipline and ego for pride. This land don't bend to pity, this life don't hand out thrones. If you're waiting for someone to save you, you're already gone. I don't mock the man who struggles, I respect the man who tries, but the world don't move for sympathy, it moves for sacrifice. And the woman watching from the ridge doesn't want a man who pleads, he wants the one who stands up straight and provides what strength means. Gates don't open for beggars, they open for those who persist, for the ones who take rejection and turn it and risk. I walks in steady, no wasted motion. Room gets quiet like a shifting ocean. Doesn't scan for eyes to meet, still every heartbeat skips a beat. Hat-brim shadow, jaw set firm, doesn't need to wait his turn. There's a weight to how he stands, like he answers to no man. Some men sparkle for applause, he don't move unless he means it. It's the sound of platinum spurs when he crosses that floor. Not loud, not desperate, just something more. Every step deliberate, every pause observed. I don't chase, I don't blur, but I feel those platinum spurs. He doesn't flood the air with talk, doesn't circle, doesn't stalk. Leans back like time is his, like he knows exactly what this is. Other men try hard to glow, he just lets his presence show. No performance, no disguise, just steady fire behind his eyes. He don't reach, he don't push, confidence don't need a rush. It's the sound of platinum spurs, heavy but controlled, like a story half untold, like a hand that never folds. He don't promise anything, doesn't beg to be preferred. I stay composed, but I hear those platinum spurs. I've seen charm fade in a night, seen ego collapse in a fight. It's something built from spine and will, stays dangerous standing still. He doesn't stay to own the room, doesn't bloom too soon. And when he turns to leave that door, I wanna hear that sound once more. It's the sound of platinum spurs when he steps away. Doesn't look back, doesn't need me to stay. Maybe that's what makes it burn. He doesn't chase, he lets me learn. I don't fall, I don't slur, but I remember platinum spurs. Some men glitter, some men stir. He just walks platinum spurs. Friday night outside the county line, music drifting through the pines, string lights hanging from the beams, whole town chasing easy dreams. He pulls up late, doesn't rush, moonlight catching in the hush, laughs slow like he's been here before, boot heels tapping on the floor. He don't show up empty-handed, he don't show up loud. Champagne in his saddlebag, silver cork and a slow night laugh. Not the kind that tries too hard, just a little wild, a little sharp. He don't need a velvet rope, doesn't move like small saddlebag. He spins her once under open sky. Doesn't grip, doesn't pry, leaves space in every step, like control without regret. Other boys lean in too close, talk too fast, brag the most. He just smiles, tips his hat, lets the night react to that. He don't crowd, he don't chase, he just changes up the pace. Champagne in a saddlebag, not your average photograph. Little rough but polished clean, knows exactly what he means. He don't promise sunrise plans, doesn't overplay his hand, just leaves a spark without a drag. Champagne in a saddlebag. He's not looking for a stage, not performing for the page, just showing up with something rare, like he belongs anywhere. And when the night starts thinning out and the music's dying down, he's already halfway gone before they even notice how. Champagne in a saddlebag, moonlight on a midnight track. Doesn't need the spotlight glare, still the only one she stares at. He don't need to win the crowd, doesn't need to prove it loud, just a quiet flash of class. Champagne in a saddlebag.